Hey road trippers, are you planning on traveling internationally? In this video I give you 9 tips on how to travel international and a bonus tip at the end. This is Let's Go Road Trippin', where I help you escape your day for a few minutes and then I encourage you to get out and just explore it. Let's get into this. Traveling to Thailand and other countries have really taught me a little bit about traveling international. However, I wanted to give you better details, so I asked some colleagues of mine who are professional travelers on some of their tips. And boy, did they give me a lot of tips, and I had to narrow this big list down to about 9. If you like travel videos, go ahead and subscribe to this channel. Now, here are the top 9 tips for international travel. Number 9 is pack light. I have a lot of camera gear, so I'm not very good at packing light, but all of my fellow colleagues, they live by this rule. Now, I have only been separated from my luggage one time in the many times that I've traveled, and luckily it was when I got home, so it wasn't such a big deal, although I really did need some clothes. And that would not have happened if I just would have traveled light. Traveling with just carry-on luggage makes it easier to just keep on moving. I'm still trying to figure out how to do that with all my camera gear, so maybe just not bring any clothes? That's probably not a very good option. Number 8 is passports and visa. You want to make sure that your passport is not going to expire in the next 6 months. I have yet to find a country that will allow you entry if your passport expires in less than 6 months. Also, if you are traveling somewhere that needs a visa or you don't know if they need a visa, you might want to find out. It's very simple. Google the consulate of where you're going, look on their website and see if you're going to need a visa. In Thailand, at the time of this recording, you could actually visit Thailand for up to 30 days without a visa from the US. And the most important part is to make sure that you photocopy all of those documents and have them on you at all times, because sometimes a hotel will want a copy of it, a car rental, a jet ski rental, and all of these different places will want a copy of it. And just in case you lose your original, you have a copy of it, and that will expedite the process of you getting another passport. And number 7 is travel insurance. Why? What could possibly go wrong? And not only that, you could get sick or hurt. It also covers trip cancellation, it covers lost luggage and trip delays and all of these other things. And it's really a good thing to have it. It doesn't cost very much for your entire trip. And I would much rather not need it and have it than not have it and need it. And number 6 is to familiarize yourself with the area. Number 1, I like to grab a business card from the hotel that's in the native language, so just in case I get lost or whatever, I can jump in a taxi, show them the card, and they can take me where I gotta go. Or I can ask, if I know I'm nearby, I can ask somebody, point to the card and they can point me in the right direction. It really helps. But not only that, you want to make sure you know where the police stations are, at least have an idea, and you want to know where the hospital is, just in case. And you also might, if you're in a larger city, you kind of want to have an idea where the embassy is. Those are really good things to have on hand, just in case something happens that you need to know where one of those places are, and really kind of have a good idea where they're at. And number 5 is cell phone. We use data all the time on your cell phone, more than you possibly know. And you want to make sure that where you go, you can have data on your cell phone. You want to call your provider to see if they offer international. Sometimes it's free data, sometimes it's not, sometimes you pay extra. And you may even just want to see if you can unlock that phone and put a SIM card in it when you get there. So you can use a local SIM card and the data may even be cheaper. Don't know, it depends on the country you're going to. Now you might not be able to unlock your phone, your service carrier might not actually allow international travel, so what you're gonna do is probably buy a throwaway phone when you get to the country and at least have something that way so you have a phone with data on it. Hopefully you don't have to do that. Hopefully you have data. Now texts and calls are different. You want to make sure that they are also free or whatever. Find out the charge. Usually calls are never free, but texts sometimes are. I have Sprint and they do have free data in many international countries. In Thailand it was 3G, which is pretty horrendous. I could get charged more to get 4G, but actually I had trouble getting 3G and or 4G even if I were going to pay for it. I had all kinds of problems with my phone, and that was even on Wi-Fi, and I have a decent phone. And you can use WhatsApp on data, like with Wi-Fi or a data plan, to help you get phone calls and texts. It really is a lifesaver for me. Just make sure you know what is available to you and be prepared for when you go. And number 4 is Google Maps offline mode. Before I even left the house to go to Thailand, I took the entire city of Pattaya and downloaded it into offline mode on Google Maps. That way, I didn't have to worry about what kind of data I would have. I would always have a map and I would always be able to get where I gotta go. That saved me more than once because I did take a walk a couple times without the wife and I almost got lost. So I'm glad I used it and it helped me get back to the hotel. Number 3, money. Money, 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 money. Cash. You're going to want to carry some local currency cash on you at all times. You're probably going to carry more than you're used to, but don't try to carry too much. One thing I like to do is if I have a bunch of cash around, I try to put it in many different places, whether it's on my person, different pockets, or some of it in the hotel, or some of it in a safe, which is a better place, or a money belt, or whatever you got. But kind of put little bits in different places so that you don't grab it all at once and show it and then you have a problem. Make sure you know the exchange rate so that you don't get screwed. If you see some places saying converting automatically to US dollars, beware of those places. Just pay cash in local currency and you'll get a better deal. When you're using credit cards, be careful because almost every single credit card charges a foreign transaction fee and those can get expensive. So don't use it for small purchases, use it for larger purchases. And again, be careful of those places that convert automatically to US dollars. You want to pay in local currency. And if you're going to use a credit card, be careful of using one with a stripe. You want to use one with the chip because those are far more secure than just the stripe, the magnetic stripe. Number 2, we're getting close to the end. Number 2 seems kind of obvious, but some people don't do it. Research your destination. Of course you're going to know all the really cool and popular places to go. That's a given. But what about those little around the corner or out of the way places that you don't know about, that aren't so popular? When we were in Thailand, one thing I had done before I left is I looked at Pattaya on a map and I just kind of scrolled through there and looked around just to see what I could find in Pattaya that looks interesting. And that's one of the things that helped me tell my wife where I would like to go. And then on top of that, she took me to other places that I never even found on the map. And we went to all these little places that if you watch all the videos from Thailand, you kind of know the places that I went. And if not, here's a link to the playlist. Finally, number 1, respect the culture. One of my biggest pet peeves is seeing a large group of people or any group of people just getting out, taking pictures just so they can prove that they were there. Well, great, but do you know anything about the culture? Do you know anything about the people in the area that you're in? Probably not if you're just sitting around taking pictures. Sure, take a couple pictures, that's great, but know the culture and understand the culture. It will make your experience even better. Not to mention, you might not break any laws if you actually know what the laws are. That's really a good idea. And a very simple example in Thailand is things with your foot. Your foot is like the dirtiest part of your body. It's very bad and it's considered disrespectful or rude if you like point at somebody with your foot. You know, if you just got your foot over your leg and you're like, oh, hey, look over there, that's bad. Touching somebody with your foot, not good. One of the worst things you could do is step on money with your foot. Because not only is it disrespectful for the money, but the king is on, the picture of the king is on the money, and that's disrespecting the king, and that is a serious problem in Thailand. Whether you agree or disagree, you need to respect their culture, just as you would want them to respect your cultures in your country. And now for the bonus tip. When you're in a foreign country, you might want to use those foreign airlines while you're in country. Best thing you want to do is purchase those tickets when you're in that country. You might save a lot of money. You want to do a little bit of research. My friend, when he went from Bangkok to Chiang Mai with him and 2 other people, and he saved half, at least half of the money to do that trip. And he went for like 3 or 4 days. He saved on the airfare, he saved on the lodging, and he saved on a rental car. It cost him a lot less money to do that than if he would have booked it while in the United States. And I don't know, and you might want to try, but maybe a VPN will work because they think you're in the country when you're doing it. I don't know, but you can try that. Now, I've also posted a blog article with the same information, but some extra details with it right here in this link. Check that one out. Go ahead and check out one of my other videos, or check out this other video that YouTube thinks you might like. Now, if you like this video, go ahead and run over that like button and don't forget to share it with someone you think might be traveling internationally soon. Now it is your turn. Grab a friend, put your phone in your pocket, get outside, and just explore it. Whether it's as close as your neighborhood or as far as the other side of the world. Just explore it. Until next time, safe travels.